This video is an introduction to unit conversions in chemistry. And honestly, this can be applied to any of the disciplines in science because you're going to do unit conversions wherever you are in the science field and in the mathematics and engineering fields as well. So unit conversions are something that we perform when we have a piece of information that's valuable, but it's not exactly how we need it to make our laboratory data analysis work out well, our homework to look nice and neat, all of that stuff. We need to make sure that all of our units are what we need them to be. And a lot of this video is going to be talking about prefixes in the metric system. So let's get into it. Unit conversions allow you to express one value in many different ways, but all those different ways, as you express the value, don't change the value itself. So we're not saying, 1 equals 2, we're saying 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And we'll talk about how those two numbers relate in just a moment. But we're going to address that in a way where we can apply it to different usages in numbers and in scientific values that are going to help you as you do problems, whether it's homework or laboratory or exam. So these are good, again, in all branches of science, so it's great to be comfortable doing them. There are some unit prefixes that are good to know. And as we said before, these are in the metric system. And in professional science, in even science education, of course, we utilize the metric system because it is base 10, and it is beautiful and wonderful for that reason, because if you know your prefixes, it actually makes your unit conversions and even performing laboratory experiments or research work much easier to do. So take a look at these unit names now, right? So for example, if we put the word tera in front of something, it means 10 to the 12th, right? So tera, the capital T, in front of a unit like, let's say, bytes in terms of data storage in a computer, right? If you have a terabyte, it's 10 to the 12th bytes. A gigabyte is 10 to the 9th bytes. A megabyte is 10 to the 6th. A kilobyte is 10 to the 3rd. And then we get into more things, and you can have kilometer as well, for meters for distance, but now we have centimeter, which is 10 to the minus 2, so 1/100th, millimeter, 10 to the minus 3, 1/1000th, micrometer or micrometer, which is, instead of a letter, it's this Greek symbol mu, so you'll use that a lot in physics, actually, as well, but it's helpful to know. It's 10 to the minus 6, nano is 10 to the minus 9, and pico is 10 to the minus 12. So these are kind of the recurring ones, the ones that kind of hit the big increments, so you'll see these a lot. So why don't we take a moment right now and make a table of prefixes? Pause the video, make a table, and then come back and see if our tables match up with the slide that we just had. Do this in your notes, do this on the inside cover of your notebook. It'll help. I promise as you get used to doing this, it's nice to just have a reference. So pause the video and do that right now. Okay, so great job making your table. Let's see if it matches my table. So just as we saw before, we have the prefix tera, symbol capital T, power of 10 is 12, giga, capital G 9, mega, capital M 6, and so on and so forth. If your table didn't match up to this exactly, go ahead and take a moment to just fix it and make sure that you have the right information. I promise, I know, it's like, oh my gosh, you're asking me to make a table. I am, seriously. But it'll help as you get more comfortable with unit conversions. You will use the table less and less, and it will have served its purpose because you will be really comfortable using these powers of 10, these prefixes and numbers, and it will make your homework and your problems much, much easier to solve. Let's try one. Let's convert 2 gigameters to meters. So try that on your own, pause the video, and see if you can convert 2 gigameters to meters. So, if you tried it, great. If you didn't know where to start, let's go through the problem together, and then we'll try another one. So this is what I did. I like to write out fractions to utilize my space so I can see when the units cancel out. I know that 2 gigameters is the number I'm starting with, and I want to put that into meters. So I'm going to write 2 gigameters over 1, because any fraction, right, the value over 1 is just the value itself, so it's just 2 gigameters. And then what I want to do is I want to use multiplication, essentially multiplication, I guess, to cancel out these units. So I want meters, and I have gigameters. So we know from our chart on the previous page that giga is just 10 to the 9, right? So we know that 1 gigameter is just 10 to the 9 meters. That way I can cancel out gigameters and I'm left with meters. Right? When you're doing unit conversions with just the same core unit, and you're not transferring from, say, gigameters to maybe kilometers or kilometers, right? That's a different process. But when you just have a prefix to no prefix, you can just utilize the prefix and the power of 10 and just say it's 2 times 10 to the 9th. Let's try this one, 1.3 kilometers to centimeters. So pause the video. Now that you saw the process, now that you know that you're going to set up your fractions in this way so that you can multiply them together and cancel out the units you don't want to keep the units you do want, you know how to start setting it up. But just a hint, remember, you're not going just from a prefix to the unit itself. Now it's kilometers to centimeters. Do your best. Try this out. Okay, so hopefully your work looks something like this. So as you transfer through more and more units, and as you have to convert through more and more units, this time we went from kilometers to centimeters, we set it up the same way. We have 1.3 kilometers over 1. We know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters because the prefix kilo means 10 to the third, so we can cancel out kilometers. And now we want to go from meters, the current unit that we have, we want to get that to centimeters. So we now need to cancel out meters here so that we're left with centimeters. We know centi is 1 times 10 to the negative 2. It's 1/100th. So 1 meter is made up of 100 centimeters. Okay? So, going on, we know that we can cancel out meters and be left with centimeters. And that's 130,000 centimeters. Great, right? Not too bad. So, the more that you do this, the more comfortable you're going to get. As I've said before in this video, there will be more unit conversion videos where we talk about other topics with unit conversions, multiple type conversion story problems, and we're going to work through a couple of those just so you can get comfortable with it. But remember, keep practicing, keep doing those homework problems, do your best, and if you need help, don't forget to ask your teacher or get some tutoring because there are resources out there to help you be successful. Happy learning.